Hi guys, sorry it's been a long time. Excuse the quality of this video if it's a bad quality, but I just wanted to come and give you an update. Today is January the 31st, 2020, and today would make 40 weeks if I was still pregnant, but the boys are here. They were born January the 8th, 2020. So let me update you all on how that came about. So I had a doctor's appointment for my 36-week appointment. It was actually 36 weeks and a few days after 36 weeks. So it was that Monday, and my weeks rolled over. My weeks rolled over on Fridays. So I was in my 36 week. So I went to that appointment. Prior to that appointment, I had swelling in my ankles. So I kind of was preparing for them to say, hey, we're going to deliver. So I went to the appointment, did the ultrasound. Baby A was measuring 6 pounds, 8 ounces. And baby B was measuring 5 pounds, 1 ounce. So when I talked to the doctor, he said since there was a large 20% weight discrepancy between the two boys, that he wanted to go ahead and induce that night. So I gathered everything together, and then other factors too, with my swelling in my feet. My blood pressure was a little high. So we went to the doctor that night. Well, we came by the house, packed a quick bag, because I was like 99% finished with my hospital bag. And so we came by the house, grabbed the bags, finished packing the bags, and then went to the hospital. Before leaving the house, we did the baby mama dance. So I'll post that. It's a little funny. It's just something that we wanted to do, and with this journey, we just took the opportunity to do that before leaving. And we got to the hospital around 6 p.m. on, that was the 7th. So 6 p.m. on that was the 6th of January, that Monday. And they put the monitors on. They put a balloon in to try to dilate my cervix. And they left the balloon in and then they gave me the induction medicine. Starts with a P. I forgot the name. But let's see. So I couldn't eat anything. Well, I could eat, have popsicle, I could have anything that was clear. So they put the balloon in, gave me the induction medicine on a small dose at first, and they upped it. And I had a little peanut ball that the nurse kept switching me every 30 minutes. I would move from one side to the other side. The doctor came in, told me I wasn't really dilating, that nothing was happening, so I might have to go the C-section route. But the nurse was determined, so she herself reduced the induction medication amount because she felt like I was giving too much of it at one time that might prevent me from dilating. So she reduced that, and we kept doing our rotations with the little peanut ball. It's like a little peanut ball, like a medicine ball, but she put it between your legs. And so I went back and forth with that. So basically that happened all night and all the next day. Then I started to dilate. I think I got to about 6 centimeters. And then when the doctor came back in, I was like 8 centimeters. It was actually a midwife that delivered my babies. I got to 6 centimeters, 8 centimeters when she came back in. So at that point, that's my dog. At that point, they broke my water, and it's a little hazy. I should have made a video a little sooner, but they broke my water. Came in, broke my water. My water didn't break on its own. And then it was just like this gush, and so I just sat in the bed. Wait a minute, yeah, I just sat in the bed as it was gushing out, and then I got an epidural. So as far as contractions, I didn't really at first. I didn't really feel a lot of pain. And so she was like, just let me know when you want the epidural. Now, in my mind, I knew I wanted the epidural just in case I had to have a C-section. I wanted to be awake for the delivery of the babies. Because if I was told if you don't get the epidural beforehand, then you have to be put under general anesthesia during the C-section. So I got the epidural after they manually broke my water, and that kicked in. Then my sister and my mom came later that night, and I kept contracting and going back and forth. So yeah, I kept contracting. I could feel them a little bit. Had a little button I could press when I needed to press it. And then the doctor came in. I was like 9.5 centimeters. Or the midwife came back in. I was 9.5 centimeters. So it's like, okay, yeah, it's about time. So then they had an emergency. It was like an emergency with another patient, a hemorrhage, postpartum hemorrhage. So we had to wait a little bit. But my nurse had already told me, don't press that epidural button no more, because it could kind of delay delivery. So I didn't press it, but I waited. I think we waited. It was like almost an hour. So I'm pretty sure that epidural wouldn't get to its full potential. So they were gonna move me to a different room, to the operating room, even though I was planning to do a vaginal delivery, only because they wanted to do this just in case something went wrong and they had to do a C-section. I would already be in the operating room. So they wheeled me back. I don't have a video. I tried to secretly turn my video on and then leave my phone turned face down, but it just didn't record. So, but I do have pictures. The nurses took pictures. My husband took pictures. My husband held my hand the whole time. He fanned me with one hand too, as well. And I got back there. They didn't have the stirrups set up right. Like it was like really like a real operating room. So they was fumbling around trying to get the little stirrups that your legs go in together. And at this point, I was having real full-blown contractions, felt it all. And I said, they were just taking their time or whatever. Y'all need to hurry up. And at this point, there was a doctor that accompanied the midwife in the operating room. And he never formally introduced himself, but I think someone said his name was Dr. Smith, which was very strange. So he was there. He said, who, the babies? And I said, no, y'all, the doctors. Because I was in a lot of pain. So they finally got everything set up. And they checked me out or whatever. And they said, okay, the next contraction, I want you to push. Like, put your head to your chest and push down with all your might. So I did. And then I kept pushing. And then I counted to 3. And then I pushed again, breathe. So anyway, so that was an experience that I've never had to go through. Then I asked the midwife, I was like, so how long do I have to push? She said, that's up to you. That's gonna be up to you. And so she's like, well, his head is out. Well, his head is partially, you can feel his hair if you want to. So I reached down and touched his hair. I was like, his head ain't out. I don't know what I'm feeling. So, um, but I pushed. My husband could see this whole thing, so he was. He did very well. He could see the babies coming out and everything. So, and he was taking pictures. The nurse was taking pictures. I got all kind of pictures from the delivery, which is good to have for memories. But I finally pushed out Kingston. It wasn't that long of pushing. I think I probably pushed about 7 times, maybe. Might have been about 7, with no more than 10 pushes for Kingston. And yeah, he came out, and that was like a huge relief. At that point, the midwife, um, my husband cut the umbilical cord. Um, but it was a huge relief. My mouth was like really dry. I had white lips. I forgot to tell you. So halfway while pushing Kingston out, I was like, Kendrick, I'm so thirsty. And then I was like, do you have chapstick? He's like, yeah, I do. And so he put chapstick on my lips while, in between the pushes. My lips were so dry, like like dry around the mouth part. I didn't have any saliva to even like lick them. It was crazy. I've never been that thirsty in my life. And so Kingston came out, and it was night. They put him on my chest. I looked at him, and I was like, wow, I can't believe. I was just in disbelief. And then to think, I was like, okay, well, I got a whole nother baby to push out. So um, they took Kingston and started cleaning him off. And so I had another baby to get out, and I started to push. Then, like, after a few pushes, the midwife finally said that I could press the button for the epidural. So this is like, I'm like, okay. And then at that point, because I was screaming. I mean, I was making noises in between pushing, but I didn't make the noises while pushing. Um, but she said I could press the button. So at that point, some of the pain started to go away. I still feel a little bit of pain. Um, and baby B, which is Keziah, Kingston was baby A. Baby B, Keziah, was a lot smaller, so push him out was a little easier. And then the epidural started to kick in just a little bit, so the contractions weren't as bad. But they were born 7 minutes apart. Kingston was born at 12:46 a.m. January the 8th. He weighed 6 pounds and 3 ounces. So, and then Keziah came 7 minutes after him at 12:53 a.m. and he weighed 4 pounds 10 ounces. Both of them were 18 inches long. So Keziah came out. They put him on my chest, and I was in disbelief again that I just delivered 2 babies. Then they got the placentas out. I asked to look at the placentas. They let me look in the bucket. And yeah, I was able to deliver both of them vaginally. And my husband held both. And then we took a picture with the midwife and the nurse that helped us that night with the babies. Yeah, we wheeled back we switched beds, wheeled back to the recovery room, which was normally the delivery room that I would have been in. And then yeah, that skin to skin, that type of stuff. It was an amazing experience, and I'm truly blessed to have them in my life. I just wanted to kind of come and recount some of what happened. It was just my husband and I, and then this doctors. It was like a room full of people in this delivery room, operating room. Um, when I got back to my room, it was a lady helping me like clean up after delivery, and she's like, oh, I was like, yeah, talking about delivery. She's like, oh, I was there. Were you? I don't know. It was a lot of people, a whole bunch of people. I guess this hospital wasn't used to like delivering twins. They don't deliver twins that often, I think. And so it was like maybe, I don't know why it was so many people in there, but it was like 15 people in there. But I know one of them was shadowing the midwife. Um, I don't know if she was a student or like an intern or something, but she was nice too. Um, let's see, am I forgetting something? So Kingston and Keziah. So since then, today is technically their due date, which will make them 40 weeks. But of course, today they're 3 weeks old. Well, they were born on a Wednesday, so they're 3 weeks and 2 days old. Um, and since then, being a mom, we've had a lot of late nights, so I'm a little tired, but I'm gonna be up anyway. So I figured I'd make a video. Um, and Keziah, his last weight check. Well, they saw the pediatrician a couple of days after leaving the hospital. He's gotten over his birth weight already. I'm not sure of his exact weight at this moment. Kingston's exact weight, baby A, but he's probably about 7.5 pounds or so. But Keziah, on the other hand, he just got past his birth weight um, earlier this week. And today he had another weight check, and he is 5 pounds and 5 ounces. So we are having to really have a strict, schedule with him to just ensure that weight gain continues. But they're both doing great. And they came home 36 hours after delivery. Neither one of them had to go to the NICU or the nursery or anything like that. They didn't have any complications. Even though Keziah was born 4 pounds 10 ounces, we were all able to go home together. And we're trying to keep him here at home, just trying to keep his weight up and make sure he's gaining appropriately. The first night, it was kind of rough, but we made it through because I wanted, just being the new mom, want to watch them. But now it's been 3 weeks, and it doesn't even seem like it's been that long. That's my husband's phone. But I'm actually gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to let you know that the babies were born and they're here, and we're making it. Okay, and um, let's see. Well, right now they're asleep, and I don't want to bother them, so I'll come and show you them one day soon, hopefully. So, but all right, guys, thanks for watching. And if I forgot anything, I'll try to include it in the next video. Bye.